Okay, did you guys do your grammar homework this last week? Give me a thumbs up if you got your grammar homework done. Good. Some of you are not giving me a thumbs up. Did you not get it? You can give me a thumbs down if you didn't finish it. That's okay
You
too.
can check.
Oh, that's okay. You can check later. But it's supposed to go on the Google Classroom. I haven't had a chance to check it yet either myself. But if you ever have trouble with that, or your mom or your dad or grandma or whoever's helping you has trouble, just have them call me and I'll walk them through how to put it on the computer. Okay. It needs to go on Google Classroom. Um, but we're going to start on page 7 in your grammar books today. So go ahead and turn to page 7.
Gee, I remembered now. I did.
Oh, good.
It was hard to remember. So.
It was probably a while ago, huh? You're like, I slept since then. How do I know? This is page 7. There's not much on this page. It's going to be a nice, easy lesson for us. Give me a thumbs up when you have that page in front of you. I see that. Good. I see that, Abby. So page 7. Good. Sydney. Good. London. Yep, I see that. Page 7. Awesome. Okay. We're going to talk about what's called article adjective. It says the article adjectives are a, and, the. That's it. Super easy to remember. A, and, the. I think we lost somebody there. Somebody disappeared. It was Abby. She must be having internet issues. So we'll just keep going because she can watch the recording later. But in this book, they're normally called articles, but these are the only 3 that we have, a, and, the. It says a noun follows an article adjective. Sometimes adjectives, which are describing words, come between the article and its noun, as in a kind dwarf. So a is the article, actually. That's the article A. Kind is the adjective. It's telling about the dwarf, right? A kind dwarf. And a dwarf is those little people like in Snow White. Have you ever seen the movie Snow White and the 7 dwarfs? Yeah. So in this book about the nose tree, I know we haven't gotten very far in the story yet, but eventually there's going to be dwarves in this story too. And they're just small people. And this is a fairy tale. So it's a made up story. All right. And then it says market. You're going to write AR above each article because AR are the first 2 letters in the word article. And that's why we use those letters. And we're labeling those words. So look at this example right here. It says, the tired soldier built a fire near an oak tree. That's the whole sentence. Notice the has AR because that's an article. A has AR because that's an article. And an has AR because that's an article. So you're labeling those words. Do you guys have any questions about any of that so far? If not, just shake your head no. So I know you don't have any questions. Okay, good. Let's turn. There's nothing on the back of that page, it's blank. So let's go to page 9. This is the practice page. I think Abby's trying to come back in, so I'm gonna let her back in here. Does anybody feel like reading the sentence today? Anybody want to read it? This part right here in the middle? Okay, London, thank you. Go ahead and read that.
They decided to take turns guarding the camp.
Nice. And the word guarding is dark. It's in bold. That's our vocabulary word. Does anybody know what guarding means? I see you, Abby. It looks like you had trouble earlier. I'm glad you're back.
I did.
Okay, hold on, Megan. So Abby, we're on page 9, okay? In your grammar book. And I'm recording this if you ever want to go back and listen to what you missed right there. I recorded it. So Megan, what is guarding?
Guarding means like guarding something, like guarding the camp so people don't go in where they're supposed not to be in.
Okay, so protecting, maybe protecting the camp,
Yeah.
keeping it safe. Good, that's right. That's guarding. And sometimes we even have like guarding dogs. Like we have livestock guard dogs, and those dogs are trained to protect the cattle, which are the cows and the goats and the sheep and everybody. So they know how to keep the predators away. So that's another example. Go ahead and put a check by vocabulary. And here we have a new thing on our list under market. And so next to that, I want you to write the word a, comma, an, comma, the. Go ahead and write those in at the top by where it says article. A, comma, an, comma, the. Those are the 3 articles in our English language. That's it. A and the. And there's one article, one of those is in our sentence. So London, when you're ready, tell us what article is in the sentence that Megan read or London read. Or no, wait, who read it? I forgot who read it. Was it you, London, who read the sentence? Yeah. Which article is in that sentence? You see it? A, an, or the?
The.
There you go. It's right here. So on top of the, I want you to put AR, and that stands for article. So you're labeling that word article. There's only one, that was easy. So put a check mark up here by this, because we did that. And now there's 2 nouns. So Sydney, tell us where one noun is. Just tell us one, and then I'll have Abby tell us the other one.
Is it camp?
Camp is one. Yes, Abby, I'm gonna put your name in here just so I don't accidentally call you a different name. There we go. Okay. Camp is one, so let's put it in on top of camp. That's a noun. And then Abby, where's the other noun? That one's a little harder to find.
Go ahead.
Turns, I think.
Good. That's right. It is turns because it's take turns. And sometimes turns could be actually a verb. Like if you're turning around, that's an action. But in this sentence, to take turns is actually a noun. That word to right here changes that, okay, to take turns. Good. So let's put a check mark there by nouns. And then we have a capital we need to fix. Megan, where should the capital go?
They.
Awesome. Put 3 little lines under the T. And then London, what should we put at the end of the sentence?
A period.
A period. Just write it in there. Check that. Easy peasy cheesy. And that's it. These lessons are super easy in the beginning. It'll get harder as we go, but this is good practice. So later, you don't have to do it in class because I want you to work on that later. You're going to copy the sentence down here, and you can do that after class. And then your homework, again, for grammar, are the next 3 pages. So pages 10, 11, and 12, which is going to be day 2, 3, and 4 in your grammar book. That's due next week. Okay, easy. Grammar's easy right now. Do you guys have any questions about what we talked about today so far? If not, just shake your head no if you don't have any questions. Okay, good. That is it for grammar today. So go ahead and close up your grammar book. You'll finish that page later, and then you'll do the next 3 pages for homework. And now you can get out your binders. And last week we were working on the dog in the shadow, and we paused in the middle of it because we didn't have time to finish it. So I want you to get it out. It should be in your front pocket, right in here in the pocket part. Get out all the papers that you have in there. Okay. You should have what we started last week with the keyword outline, and then all these pages that we took out of your binder last week. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4 pages there, and 1 yellow page. Okay, so thumbs up when you got that out. Good. I see that. Good. And then, of course, you'll need a pen or a pencil, whichever you like to use. All right. Last week, we read The Dog in the Shadow. I want you to get that out next to it. So you should have these kind of side by side. They don't fit on my camera, but you should have The Dog in the Shadow and your keyword outline side by side in front of you. And we learned about this cute little dog that was going across a bridge, and he saw his reflection, remember? And then he thought it was another dog, and he started to bark at it and lost his bone because he wanted to have the bone that the other dog had. Turns out he lost the bone he had. And then we talked a little bit about how it's a lesson for us to learn in life about not being greedy, right? Be thankful for the bone you have. Don't try to get another bone. Be happy with what you have. That's the lesson we talked about. And then we looked at each sentence. So we started with that very first sentence that said, a lucky dog had found a big fresh bone and was carrying it home to enjoy. And then we started underlining key words. Remember how we talked about those key words are the ones that are the most important words of the sentence? Not words like the or a or and. Those are not keywords, but like dog and bone and those types of words are keywords. And then we picked the best of the keywords and we made a little list. Look at your number 1 there. Does your number 1 say bone, home, enjoy? Give me a thumbs up if yours says that. Bone, home, and enjoy. Good. That's what we did. We picked the best of the keywords. And then we did that for the second sentence. And we did that for the third sentence. And then we stopped. So now we're going to go to the fourth sentence. And we're going to finish this outline. So the first thing I want to do is look at the fourth sentence. So looking at your story, it's going to be 1, 2, 3. It's going to start right here with the word thinking. So on your story, go ahead and point to the word thinking on your story. You point to yours on your page for the word thinking. It's like right in the middle of the paragraph. And I'm going to read the sentence. And then we're going to decide what the key words are. So it says, thinking it was another dog with another bone, he wanted to have that also. All right. Remember that there's lots of keywords in a sentence that are important to remember. So let's just start underlining some in that sentence. I think the word thinking is a good key word because it's telling what he's doing, right? He's thinking inside his head. Thinking it was another dog, those are keywords, with another bone he wanted to have. All right. I underlined, check yours, make sure yours is like mine. Thinking, another dog, another bone, wanted, have. Give me a thumbs up if you have all those words underlined. Good. And show me on your fingers, how many words did we underline? How many is that? How many did we underline in that sentence? You can show me on your fingers. Yeah, well, I see a 6 and a 7. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is 7, actually. 7 words. Do you remember how many we're allowed to put on our outline? How many words can we write on our outline? Do you remember? Good, Abby. 3, good. All of you guys got that. Sydney, can you hear me okay?
Hi, Sydney's a little bit confused. I don't quite understand why she's confused. She's saying that you did this page last week and
Yeah, so we started it last week. We only did the first 3 sentences last week.
okay, does that make sense?
So we're
only
on number
first
4.
3. So you're working on number 4. What's the problem?
She has like the same page but doesn't have the writing.
Oh, she's saying
Oh,
that she did writing on hers and yours doesn't have
yeah.
writing.
Oh, you're right,
okay.
Sydney. That's okay, because I erased mine. That's why. But yours should have a bunch of words underlined. Do you have a lot of things circled and underlined on your page? Yeah, so that's right. It's correct. I just erased mine because I use this for other classes too. Does that make sense, Sydney?
So you're starting on thinking, right? And
Yeah.
she should underline those.
So we just talked about the keywords, yep, that we see in that sentence. We're starting out with underlining all the keywords, and then we're going to narrow it down to the best of the keywords to help us remember. So she should have thinking, another, and dog. So you should have all these words underlined for this sentence. And then another, bone. I know it's a lot to underline. I think we underlined 7.
Sorry, I think she just was a little confused. She thought she had the wrong page.
Oh, yeah.
So have, but
Sorry about that, Sydney.
it's okay. It's
Good.
okay.
Thanks for helping her. That's good.
Yeah,
She's
no
on track. Yeah, so good question, Sydney, because we do have yours has other stuff written on it. So that's good. Did you get those 7 words underlined? Good. Okay. Now we got to decide, because we can only have 3 on our outline. We can only pick 3 of those 7 words to help us remember this sentence. So what I'm thinking is, when he saw his reflection, we already know he's thinking, so I'm not going to pick thinking. But I do think it's really important for us to remember that he thought it was another dog. So circle another, and then circle dog. And then the other, does anybody want to try to figure out the 3rd word we can circle in this? Which one of these do you think is going to be really important to remember so that we can remember what that sentence was about? What do you think, Megan? What's another really important? Say it again.
Bone.
Yes, excellent. That's exactly what I was thinking. So I would circle another and dog and bone. We're going to circle those, and then we're going to copy those words on our outline for number 4. So for number 4, we're going to put another dog and bone. And he wanted that bone too, right? We will remember that part. He thought it was another dog with another bone, and he wanted that. Good. Okay, now we're going to go on to the next sentence and do the same thing. I'm going to read the sentence first. And it says right here where it says so, that's where we're at now. So he growled and snapped at the other dog in the water, but as he opened his mouth, the bone fell out. Okay, there's a lot of words in here. There's a lot of good keywords. So we're going to start underlining those. We need to underline growled and snapped. Those are 2 things he did, right? He growled and snapped. You know, some of you have dogs. I know Megan has one. She was just talking about that. Have you ever heard your dog like bite their teeth without anything in their mouths? Like maybe they're trying to catch something, or they're trying to, you hear a little click click with their teeth. Have you heard that before? Megan says yes. That's what that means by snapped. So, And sometimes dogs, when they're not sure about something like another animal, they'll kind of wrinkle up their nose a little and you can see their teeth. Like snarl is another word for it. So that's what he was doing. He was thinking, I want that bone. And then it says at the other dog. So I'm going to underline dog again. Water is important because he's looking at the water, right? Opened. What did he open? What word should we underline next? You can just say it. You can unmute and say it. Mouth. And then we're back to the bone and fell. I think that's going to be important. We just underlined a bunch. So let me tell you what they are. Growled, snapped, dog, water, opened, mouth, bone, fell. Those are the key words. How many did we underline in that sentence? That's a lot. Show me on your fingers if you count them all. Just that sentence where it starts with so. How many did we underline? Yes. Megan's showing us 8. Yes, 8. That's way too many. Now we only can pick 3. Well, I think we just used the word dog right before that on number 4, so I don't think we need to include dog. But we do have growled and snapped. So here's an idea, because I do want to include both of those. He growled and he snapped, but maybe instead of writing the word growled, we can put G-R-R-R, like grr, like a sound, grr, like a growl. Because remember, one of the rules for the keyword outline is you can use symbols or numbers or abbreviations for free. So this would be kind of like a symbol, like a sound. So we're going to start with that. Let's put on number 5, G-R-R-R. It's not a word, it's a grr, like a growl. So when you see grr, it's going to remind you that he growled, comma. And then I do think that word snapped is going to be really important for us to write down. So circle snapped, because that's when he opens his mouth. He's biting. You know, you have to open your mouth to snap it again. And when he opened it, that's when the problem happened, right? That's the part we need to remember. So let's put snapped next. This is on number 5. So we've got grr and snapped. Since grr is not a word, we still can put 2 more words in here. So we got to figure out what other 2 words. Well, I think the biggest part of this story, the punchline, the most important thing to remember is that when he opened his mouth, the bone fell out. So I'm going to circle opened and fell. So from those words in that sentence, I circled snapped, I circled opened, and I circled fell. And we already know he's got a bone in his mouth. We already know that. So this is going to tell us that punchline of the story. This is like what happened to him. You guys good? You got those circled? Yeah, good. Okay, so let's put, we got snapped, and we need to put the word opened and fell. So go ahead and write those on your outline. I'll zoom in a little so you can see that better. For number 5, we have grr, grr, snapped, opened, fell. And I put commas between those. Thumbs up when you got those written down. Good. Okay. Good. Good. Awesome. Last sentence, number 6. It dropped into the stream and was gone forever. So let's see if you can help me with that last sentence. Let's start with all the keywords. Who wants to tell me a keyword that you see in that sentence? Raise your hand. Megan, what's one of the keywords?
Stream.
Stream is good. Abby, what else? It's hard to get used to that mute button, huh? That's okay.
There you go.
There we go.
Gone.
Gone. Yes, I agree. That's another keyword. London, did you see one? Another keyword in that sentence?
Dropped.
Yes. I kind of think forever is a good keyword too. It's not like he could just pick it up. It was gone forever. So how many did we underline in that last sentence? Show me on your fingers. Yes, good, Sydney. I count 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's 4. Good. We have dropped, stream, gone, forever, but that's still too many because we can only write down 3. Anybody want to tell me what they think the 3 words should be? What are the 3 words that are going to help us the best in this sentence? What are the
Dropped.
dropped? Yes, I think that's one. What else?
Stream.
Okay. Stream
Forever.
and forever. You guys like that idea? I think that's good. Dropped, stream, forever. We'll remember that it's gone forever. So go ahead and copy those 3 words for number 6. Dropped, stream, and forever. Those are the words that we circled in that last sentence. Dropped, stream, forever. A thumbs up when you got that written down. Okay, good. And then I'm going to show you why we're doing this, which is going to make sense. Then you're going to be like, oh, I see that, Megan. Then it'll make more sense. Good, Sydney. So you should have this all filled in for 1 through 6. We circled dropped, stream, and forever. Got it, London? Good. Okay. Now, this is the coolest part, and this is the part I've been waiting to tell you. Now that we're done with all the sentences in the paragraph, and we found all the best keywords in each sentence, I want you to turn the story upside down so you don't see it anymore. You're going to hide it, okay? And then you're going to put this keyword outline on top of that so you really can't see it. Okay, now it's hidden really good. All you can see is this one. So what we're going to do now is learn how to retell the story. When you retell a story, you're telling it again. But this time, you're going to use your own words. I'm going to show you first, and then we're going to take turns practicing that. So when you think of a story, or no, let me back up. When you think of a sentence, like for instance, I'm just going to look first at, let me cover it up like this. Number 1 only. I'm only going to look at number 1. I have bone, home, and enjoy. I also have the title, the dog and the shadow. That's the title. So I know it's about a dog. So now this is what you do. I'm going to show you how. I'm going to look at number 1. I see bone, home, enjoy. Now I'm going to think. And do you know when we think, it happens inside our head? It's quiet. Only we can hear our own thoughts, right? On the outside, it's quiet. So I'm going to think for a minute about a complete sentence. So I'm going to have to think of extra words I know I have bone home and enjoy, but I need to think of extra words to make it a complete sentence like this. One day there was a dog who found a bone and carried it home to enjoy. Do you see how I put extra words in there verbally, but I still made sure I had bone, home, and enjoy in the sentence? It could even be a little bit different than that. It could be, there was a dog who had a bone and he took it home to enjoy. That sentence was a little bit different, but I still used bone, home, and enjoy. Does anybody want to try it? You want to try your own sentence? See if you can think of a sentence using the words bone, home, and enjoy. Think of your own sentence. Anybody have any ideas? The rule is you have to use bone and home and enjoy, but then you have to think of extra words, and you probably should use the word dog because that's what we're talking about. So using the word dog and home or bone, home, and enjoy, what's another sentence you can make up? Abby's got one. You want to try it?
A dog found a bone and took it home to enjoy.
Yes, I love it. Good one. Nice job, Abby. Anybody else want to try? Megan, how about you go next?
Okay. Dog wants a bone, went home and enjoy it.
Good. So rather than starting with dog, you could say the dog, or how about try that? Say the dog wants a bone.
The dog wants a bone, went home and enjoy it.
Okay, good. You're getting there. That's pretty good. The dog wants a bone. Maybe he's going to take it home, to take home and enjoy. Good. You were right there, Megan. You're getting it. You're right there. Anybody else, Sydney or London, want to try a sentence using dog, bone, home, and enjoy? You can make up your own, or it can be just like somebody else's. That's okay too. They're thinking. So this is kind of a new skill that you're learning. So how about London? I'll help you, okay? What if you start by saying once upon a time? Sometimes stories start like that, right? So how about you say once upon a time?
Once upon a time, there was a dog that found a bone
Yes.
and went to its home to enjoy.
Yes, good. I like it. And that was different. That was great. And you used all the words. How about you, Sydney? How about you start with one day? Maybe start with that. Maybe that'll help you. One day there was a dog. And then see if you can finish that sentence with these words.
One day there was a dog that ate a bone and went home to enjoy it.
Okay, good. Nice. You guys are getting it. All right, let's look at number 2. Number 2 says bridge, calm, stream. So the first step is to read those words, and you're going to look at your own words, bridge, calm, and stream. And now you're going to think for a minute. How can you make a sentence? Now you're going to have to think of the extra words to put in there. A complete sentence using bridge, calm, and stream. So I'll give you an example. And we're going to pretend the dog is a boy dog, because I think it is in the story. So instead of saying the dog, I'm going to also use a pronoun he to refer back to the dog. So for this sentence, I could say, he crossed a bridge that was over a calm stream. Let me try that again. He crossed a bridge that was over a small, I keep wanting to say small, a calm stream. Anybody else want to try a different sentence using bridge, calm, and stream? Try to think of a complete sentence using those words. How about London? I'll help you start it. You could say, he walked across, and then use these words. See if that would help you.
He walked across a bridge that was over a calm stream.
Yes, I love it. That's a really good one. Anybody else? And you can say the same sentence as hers if you want, or if you can think of another way to say it. Okay, Sydney.
There was a dog. He sat on a bridge that was on a calm stream.
Okay, good. There was a dog. He sat on the bridge, and there was a calm stream. Good, that'll work. That makes sense. Anybody else want to try? Abby, you want to try?
There was a bridge over a calm stream and he crossed it.
Good, nice. There was a bridge over a calm stream and he crossed it. Okay, Megan, did you think of one? Bridge, calm, and stream. And it could be the same as somebody else already said. You don't have to think of a completely different one. Just basically making a complete sentence using these 3 words.
All right. There is a dog sat on the bridge and with a calm stream.
With a calm stream, maybe underneath, you could say that. With a calm stream underneath. Go ahead and say that.
All right. There was a dog sat on a bridge. It was calm and underneath stream.
Okay, you're getting there. How about I like how you started that. There was a dog on the bridge. Go ahead and say that part.
There was a dog on the bridge
With a calm stream
calm stream
underneath it.
underneath it.
That would work. That's good, Megan. Good job.
It was a little hard to think
That
of.
was hard. These are kind of getting a little harder, but that's okay. You're going to keep trying. You're doing great, Megan.
Yeah.
Let's look at number 3. Reflection, water, beneath. That one's maybe a little bit easier. The one I think of is he saw his reflection in the water beneath. He saw his reflection in the water beneath. So does anybody want to volunteer to try a sentence with reflection, water, and beneath? Okay, go ahead, Abby.
He saw his reflection in the water beneath him.
Good, nice, good sentence. Anybody else? Megan.
He saw a water of his reflection in water and beneath him.
Okay, in the water beneath is how you could say it. Good.
He saw his reflection under beneath water. Wow.
I know, it's kind of like a puzzle, huh? It is kind of like a puzzle. I like how you started it. He saw his reflection, and then I think it would help if you said in the water beneath. So try that.
He saw his reflection
In
water
beneath.
in beneath.
No, just the water beneath. So do you know what beneath means? You guys know what that means, beneath?
Under a bridge.
Under, good. Is that what you were going to say, Abby? Under, that's right. So beneath just means under. So he's looking down into the water beneath. So you got it, Megan. That was a good sentence. Sydney, do you want to try one?
A big dog saw his reflection in the water beneath.
Nice. Very good. London, did you want to try it too? And you can say the same sentence or something different. It's up to you. We're just practicing. London, are you thinking of a sentence? Oh, she's thinking.
He saw his reflection in the water beneath.
Good. Perfect. Yep. I love it. Okay. Next one. Another dog bone. And we're thinking back on the story. We know how it goes. Another dog bone. So now I could say, I'm going to think for a minute. He saw another dog with another bone. But there's other ways to say it, but that's my sentence that I thought of. Anybody else think of a sentence? Go ahead, Abby.
He thought he saw another dog with another bone. And he
Nice. Yes. Good. Megan, did you want to try it?
Yeah. You saw their dog, and then there was a bone.
Okay, good. Nice. Anybody else? London or Sydney? Another dog bone. And it could be the same sentence. Sydney.
A dog had a bone and saw another dog with another bone.
Okay, good. That's good. Are you writing the sentence down too? I can see you taking notes over there. That's fine. You can do that. London, did you think of one? A sentence with another dog and bone. And you got to remember the story. He's thinking it's another dog, but we know it's not. He's just seeing his reflection. Another dog bone. You could start with he thought he saw. Try that, Lyndon.
He thought he saw another dog with a bone.
Yes, good. You got it, London. All right, then we've got grr, but we're not going to say grr in the sentence. We're going to remember that's growled, snapped, opened, fell. I'm going to let you guys think of a sentence before I tell you one. Does anybody have any ideas on how we could use growled, snapped, opened, fell? How can we turn that into a sentence? Abby?
He growled and snapped and opened his mouth and the bone fell out.
Perfect. I love it. That's a great sentence. Anybody else want to try with that one? Growled, snapped, opened, fell. You're making up your own sentence now. Got one? Megan, I'll help you come up with one. Start with he. What did he do? You can say he growled
Growled
and
snapped.
and
Also open and fell.
yep. So he growled and snapped and opened his what? What did he open?
Opened his bone and then fell.
Opened his mouth, right? Because he was snapping. He kind of went and clicked his teeth. And when he opened his mouth, so when he opened his mouth, the bone fell. So try that again. Say, he growled and snapped
He growled and snapped
and opened his mouth.
Mouth, and then fell.
What fell? Did he fall or did the bone fall?
Boom.
Yes. And the bone fell out. Say that part.
And the bone fell out.
Nice. Good, Megan. You got it. All right. And it looks like Sydney has one. Oh, yeah. I'll keep it there. What's your sentence?
A dog growled and snapped at his reflection. He opened his mouth and his bone fell out.
Nice. Very good. You added reflection back in there again. Nice job. Let's look at number 6, the last one, and I'll see if London can go first this time. It said dropped, or these are the words we have, the keywords. Dropped, stream, forever. How can we turn that into a complete sentence? Do you have any ideas, London? Think about what dropped. The bone dropped, right?
Okay. His bone dropped into the stream and was gone forever.
Nice. I like that. Anybody else have an idea? How to use dropped, stream, forever? You don't have to write it down. I see some of you are writing notes. That's okay with me, but you don't have to do that. Abby, did you think of one?
When he opened his mouth, it dropped in the stream and was gone forever.
Nice. Very good. Sydney, did you come up with one? Or Megan?
Taking notes.
Did you get it? Okay. What did you come up with? What dropped out of his mouth?
He dropped a bone, there was a stream, and the bone was gone forever.
Nice. Good, Megan. I like it. Sydney, how about you?
The dog dropped his bone and it was gone forever in the stream.
Nice. I love it. Okay, so you notice how everybody's sentence is just a little bit different, but you're all telling the same story. That's what you're learning when you make these keyword outlines. You get to use the keywords from the original story, and then you get to make up your own version of the story using your own words. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take off my share here, and so you can see me better. And now we're going to practice something else. It's a little bit harder, but this is what I want you to practice. You're going to look at, see how I have my paper here. I have it in front of me. This is my outline, just like what you guys have. And now I'm going to hold it in front of me, not covering my face, right? I got to hold it down because this is part of public speaking, by the way, and this is good practice for you guys. You're going to look down at number 1. I'm going to show you how this looks. I'm going to look at number 1 and I'm going to think again. We already came up with some great sentences, so it should be pretty easy. And then I'm going to look up at the computer, at the camera, and say the sentence. One day, there was a dog who found a bone to take home and enjoy. And then I'm going to look down at number 2. And I'm going to think. And look up. He crossed a bridge that was over a calm stream. Now I'm going to look down at number 3. And I'm going to think. And I'm going to look up. He saw his reflection in the water beneath. And then I'm going to look down at number 4, and I'm going to think. And then I'm going to look up. He thought it was another dog with another bone. And then I'm going to look down at number 5, and I'm going to think of a sentence. And then I'm going to look up at the camera and say, he growled and snapped, and the bone fell out and it was gone forever. Oops. I missed a word. So now I'm going to go back and check. I forgot opened. Okay. I'm going to think again. That's okay if you need to go back. Now I'm going to look up and say, he growled and snapped and opened his mouth and the bone fell out. Now I'm going to look at number 6. Now I'm going to think and look up. It dropped into the stream and was gone forever. Okay, see how I did that? Now basically I told you the whole story, but I used my own words only with the keyword outline with the keywords. But this is how I'm going to have you guys take turns practicing. I'm going to see if Abby can go first. So if you hold it, and this is new to you, so we'll help you, okay? You're going to look down at yours in front of you at number 1, and then think in your head of a sentence, and then you got it. The hard part is you got to look up at the camera to say the sentence. So it's like you're memorizing it. Okay. So go ahead and see if you can start with number 1 and keep going if you can. We'll help you.
The dog found a bone and took it home to enjoy. There was a bridge over a calm stream and he crossed it.
Okay, good. Give yourself some time to think of the sentence and then look up and say it, okay?
He saw his reflection in the water beneath him. He thought he saw another dog with another bone and he wanted it.
Okay, let me stop you there for a second because you kept your eyes down. Remember, you got to wait to say it till you put your eyes up. Okay, so try that last one again. Number 4, I think you were on.
He thought he saw another dog with another bone and he wanted it.
Good, nice. Go on to 5.
He growled and snapped and opened his mouth and it fell out.
Good.
When he opened his mouth, the bone fell out and it was gone forever in the stream.
Nice. Okay, this is how we clap on Zoom. We go like this in the camera. Can everybody do that? That's for Abby. She did awesome. Good job, Abby. Okay, let's see. How about Sydney? How about you go next? Try it the same way. Hold it in front of you and look down, read the words, think of a sentence, and then look up and say the sentence. But try not to read your sentences you made, okay? Try to think in your head and then tell us at the camera.
A dog took a bone and took it home to enjoy.
Okay, good.
A dog sat on a bridge, and the bridge was on a calm stream.
Nice.
He saw his reflection in the water beneath.
Excellent.
He saw another dog. He saw another dog with another bone and he wanted it.
Nice, good.
He growled and snapped. He growled and snapped and opened his mouth and it fell. His bone.
Good, good. Okay.
It dropped and it was in the stream forever.
Nice. Let's clap for Sydney in the camera. Woohoo! That was really good. London, how about you try to go next? Look at the words, think of the sentence, and then look up and say the sentence and just keep going until you say the whole story.
The dog had a bone and he took it home to enjoy. He sat on a bridge that was over a calm stream.
Good.
He saw his own reflection and in the water beneath.
Good. Yes, that was good.
He thought it was another bone. It was another dog with another bone.
Okay.
He growled and snapped and opened his mouth. But his bone fell out.
Good, London. I see you checking. That's okay. Try not to look at the paper. You got to give yourself thinking time and then see if you can remember without looking. But if you have to look, it's okay. You can check. But try to do it without looking back.
His bone dropped in the stream and it was gone forever.
Nice, London. Let's give her a clap. Woohoo! Good job, London. All right, Megan. Just like what they were practicing. So see if you can do it line by line. Go ahead and unmute when you're ready. You got to give yourself time to think of a sentence and then say the sentence. I'll help you too. I might just have you do number 1 and number 2 because we're running out of time, but see if you can start with number 1.
There was other dog.
Okay, so there was a dog, right?
There
So try that.
Dog,
Okay.
and he took a bone and went home in joy.
Yes, good. I like it. That's a good one. Okay, try number 2. Yeah, let's give her a clap for that one. That was a good one. Woohoo! I saw that half clap, Abby. Okay, try number 2, and then we'll talk about what the homework is this weekend. See if you can do number 2, Megan. You got this. You're doing great.
I'm really nervous.
Oh, you're doing great. Really, we're all friends in here.
Okay, so I made LP folders. I made.
How about this? I'll help you with it. How about he crossed a bridge
Across a bridge.
that was over
Was
Assignments.
over
a calm stream.
comes straight.
There you go. You got it, Megan. Woohoo! Let's give her a clap. Okay. And so we're going to stop there. You did great. And this is what your homework is with your writing. You're going to do what we just did together in class with someone at home, either your mom, dad, grandma, whoever's at home. I want you to put here, go ahead and mute, Megan. I'm picking up some extra noises there. So on your paper, go down a few lines and put an X and a line. And then I want you to write parent signature. And that means you're going to do what you just did with me. Tell her or him the whole story, line by line. You're going to say, Mom, Dad, Grandma, Grandpa, Uncle, whoever's at home, can I tell you this story? And they're going to go, yeah, I want to hear a story. And then you do that. You look down, think of a sentence, look up, say the sentence. Look down, think of a sentence, look up, say the sentence, just like you practice with me, and tell them the whole story, and then tell them to sign it right here so that I know you did that. Does that make sense to you guys? Thumbs up if you understand what I mean. Good. That's your homework. You're not going to write anything. You're going to tell them the story. Line by line, you're going to think of complete sentences and tell them the story, and then they can sign it, and that tells me that you did it. And then your grammar homework, as you usually have, your 3 pages. All right, this is all going to go back in your front pocket of your binder. Stick it in that pocket. And when you're ready to practice this story, you go to one of your parents and say, can I tell you a story called The Dog in the Shadow? And then you practice telling them the story just like you did with me, and then have them sign it. All right, any questions about homework this week? If not, shake your head no. No questions? Oh, I see a hand.
With the story, like, do you have to say the whole story?
Yeah, so you're going to do
the
like we
same
practiced.
story?
Each line, yep, tell the whole, all 6 sentences. Just tell it to your mom or your dad or whoever's at home. Okay?
Okay.
That makes sense? Okay. And I'll put it in the Google Classroom too. I'll type it out how to do it so you can remember. I think Abby's mom, did you have a question for me?
Yes, I did. Where were we supposed to find the answer key for the fix it grammar?
So it should be on your Google Classroom. Let me make sure I got it on there. Let me double check. Are you guys in Google Classroom?
Yes, we are.
Okay, good. Let me look really quick.
I saw the worksheets that you had posted for everybody, but I didn't see the answer key.
Okay, so it's attached to, if you want to hang on for a minute, I can show you really quick. So everybody else, you're free to go, and I'll see you next week, okay? Bye, you guys.